white adjacency is a global scourge. This is such a travesty. And make no mistake, this is the kind of destruction that white adjacency wreaks on black people. We've seen that verdict. And let me say something. I'm just gonna white adjacency is a serious global fucking issue. And its target is always people who are phenotypically identified as black. No matter where people that look like me are, whether it be in America, the Caribbean, Latin America, Europe, Asia, Russia, Africa. No matter where the fuck people that look like me are, we have to deal with the scourges and the recriminations of white adjacency. White adjacency is like the ever faithful, dutiful, enthusiastic foot soldier of white supremacy. For real, they go out of their way to outdo white supremacy, to make white supremacy proud. My first racist experience that I had in this country, literally days of landing in this country, was at the hands of an East Asian shopkeepers in Jamaica, Queens, or people you call East Indian. Very hostile, followed me around the store, right? And they gave me my change. They were like didn't want to touch my hands. Meanwhile, I saw them right, like the same time, had no problem dropping the change in a white woman's hands with no issue. Yeah. That's my first experience. I later had other experiences. Like, for instance, I've stopped going to this place called Sarku. The Sarku brand of restaurants that are in shopping malls, and they're normally in like food courts and stuff like that. Because the Asian people that work there have been very fucking racist towards people that look like me, towards people that look like me. Again, I experienced that kind of racism from those kind of people, like almost instantaneously when I got here. So I decided to come back and talk about this because this is an experience I've had within my time working in corporate America. And I want to stress that I'm not saying that all Asians are like this, particularly East Asians are like this. I'm not going to say that. I've met some ride or die ones. But just on the sheer numbers, just on the sheer incidences and the sheer observations, right? Just math. I've had a lot of experiences of Asians, East Asians, and some Asians, even more than even whitey people, talking to me in a very disrespectful and unnecessarily confrontational manner. Uncalled for manner, right? Meanwhile, their superior, who's both of our superiors, don't talk to me that way. They talk to me that way, particularly in front of their superiors. But then when they're talking to their superiors or other whitey co-workers, it's never the same way. As a black man, it's giving racism or white adjacency. I've had more experiences of non-white, non-black people within my working experience treating me and other black people within the workplace with this sort of hostility, right? Than I've had white people actually being hostile towards me. It's like they're performing, sucking up to these people. I'm just saying it. I gotta talk about it. That verdict, those actions, speak to this. There's an internal, like, let's just resentment of black people for no reason at all. And I've seen it throughout decades of my adult working life, from retail to corporate, whatever, to even in the field as a construction worker. I've seen it. Just gotta keep it real with y'all. We have situations in the Caribbean where people who are Middle Eastern, right? Syrian and whatever, who have shops and stores down in the Caribbean, being very racist against the black people, the majority black population in the Caribbean. Various islands have had that issue. I know I've had it in Antigua. Jamaicans have spoken about it. Bajans have spoken about it. People from St. Kitts and Nevis have spoken about it. The way they treat us is very fucking racist. And not to mention the Asians, the Han Chinese that have been moving in down there. They have been very discriminatory and racist towards us as well. And of course, we know how they've been treating Africans in Africa. That white adjacency, man, with the desperate hope to be patted on the head and say, yes, you're doing a good service to whiteness. You know, we're going to induct you into whiteness soon. Just hold out a little longer. Just a little longer. Keep doing your thing. We're proud of you. Good white adjacents. Good white adjacents. They're there. Of course, we know how they treat we know how light-skinned Latinos treat black people, Afro-Latinos throughout Latin America. Dominican Republic, remember Trujillo, who went on this murderous campaign, literally unaliving black Dominicans, saying they were actually Haitian. We know about the blanqueamiento all throughout South America, where they literally imported Europeans to lighten the population, or what they call the indigenous population. We know they massacred black people in Argentina after slavery, in Colombia after slavery, in a lot of those countries, Ecuador after slavery. There were widespread massacres of black people in those countries after slavery, even though those black people, and in some cases Cuba and Haiti, sent black people over there to help them liberate their countries from their European colonizers. They got freed and they turned on black people and massacred black people, some cases ostracized black people, forced black people to live outside, way outside of the main commerce centers. We know that black people are not often seen on Latin American TV. Black faces that look like mine are not often seen on TV. It's a problem. Those of you who are familiar with Latin culture, you're familiar with this phrase, elevar la raza. Improves the race, meaning have kids with a white person to lighten your offspring. White adjacency is a global fucking scourge. And it's the rabid, faithful pet of white supremacy. And frankly, I'm sick and tired of that shit. And what's worse, W.E.B. Du Bois, didn't W.E.B. Du Bois and other early civil rights leaders had no love for the black people that looked like me that were all about this uplift suasion back then and what we call respectability politics now. That, again, is cosplaying white adjacency as well. Caribbean and black immigrants that come up here, they are a minority, but lately, in the advent of social media, they've gotten very fucking loud and gone viral with their fuckery and bullshit. Them talking shit about African Americans when they come here is actually, they are being deputized with white adjacency as well. They somehow want a pat on their head thinking, hey, I'm a good black. I'm black, but I'm not that kind of black. I'm not those kind of black, meaning I'm not African American black. So, white adjacency is a scourge, is a global fucking scourge. It's a global fucking scourge. White adjacency ultimately helps white supremacy maintain its pervasive hold over society. It aids and gives white people the justification to continue to be how they've been operating.